Hello everyone. Can you believe I am back? I cannot remember the last time I did a podcast. I know I shot one in February and then got really sick, was sick for 3 weeks. So I never got that one published. So I'm just starting fresh. And so I've got a lot to talk about. Welcome to my channel. My name is Christie Archer of Christie Archer Designs, and this is a knitting podcast. I was initially combining some of the other crafts that I also do with my knitting, but I have decided, as extensive as those projects are now growing, that I'm going to be doing 3 different podcasts now. One for my knitting, and one for my sewing, and one for my cross stitch. So if you are interested in any of those other things, be sure to check out my other videos, and they will be labeled as such. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, welcome back to my longtime viewers. I appreciate you guys so much, especially to stick around if you are back after my long hiatus. Winter time is always very busy for me, but on top of that, I know I've talked about this before. I literally cannot remember when my last podcast was. Anyway, I started a job in December, my first job in over 20 years, and I am loving it. So I have been very involved there, doing all kinds of great fun things. My job is at a quilt shop, a local quilt shop. So I have delved back into sewing, which I haven't really done a lot of over the past 3-4 years now. So it feels good to really get back into that. That being said, it has cut into my knitting time, the working and the sewing that I've been doing. So I don't have a ton of knitting to talk about. However, I do have a good bit since it has been so long. If any of this is repeat, I apologize. I literally cannot remember what I spoke about last. I probably should have watched my previous podcast before filming this one. But anyway, so today is a little bit of an off day for me as far as filming. Today is Thursday, April 27th. If you are a longtime viewer, you know I usually film on either Saturday or Sunday. But anyway, I'm doing this a little bit early, but it may take me to the weekend to get it edited and loaded. So with that being said, I'm going to jump in. I am going to start with a shop update just because it's really quick. And welcome to any new viewers. Sorry, didn't mean to forget you, or I didn't forget you, I just didn't mention you. Welcome if you are a new viewer. I hope you enjoy the podcast. And if you like it, please give me a like and subscribe. I do have lots of content to share with you for inspiration. Okay, my shop update is for my Etsy shop. And I have had a stock full of project bags, and I need to clear out all of my stock. So I am dropping these down to cost and what it cost for me to ship. So I am going to have all of these listed in my shop for $15. These would be great gifts. If you want to get a head start on Christmas shopping, this could be a great thing to stock up on now at this price. So I'm just going to quickly show. I think I have every pattern that's in my shop. There may be more. I can't remember. Okay, so I have seagulls, And some of these, you'll see the snaps on them. Some of them I still have to go back and add snaps. So there's seagulls and fruit. It's great for summer, spring and summer. This one is brown and teal paisley. Has a little bit of a shimmer to it on the gold. Don't know if you can see that. One of my all-time favorites, the Christmas gnomes, holiday gnomes, whatever you want to call them. And this is a beautiful rose garden. And I have this amazing print. As you guys know, I love blue and green, so I really love this one. And then I love this one. The colors on this are just stunning. May keep one of these for myself because I really, really love that. It's dogwoods. Wow. Okay, that's more accurate. And a coral. I'm trying to get the best picture. It's so much darker than what it is in reality. Maybe that. Still a little bit darker than what it is in reality, but I really try on my listing photos to get very accurate. Hopefully your computer screen is accurate as well. And then fun little, once again, spring summer bag. This one I love. It's of desert animals. You've got a road runner, there's an armadillo, excuse my nails, a jackrabbit, butterfly. I think there's a turtle on here somewhere. Oh, on this one, the turtle got cut off, but there's a turtle, so that's a beautiful one. And then I only have one of these, but it's peppermints. And my last one to show is this very bold floral print. So I have a shop full of those, and they are all $15, and that will include shipping. So that is at my cost. Stock up on them now while you can. Now into the fun stuff. I am going to talk about finished objects. And oops, sorry. This one I believe I've already shown, but the reason I'm showing it is because it will be listed this week. It should have been listed months ago, but life has been crazy. So this is my sticks. Sorry if you can hear my dryer. This is my Sticks and Stones cardigan, and it is done with testing, and it is ready to be listed. I absolutely love this cardigan. I made this out of Wool of the Andes tweed. I'm trying to remember this colorway name. I'm really going to be struggling with color names and everything because it's been so long since I've done a lot of this stuff that I don't have that information with me off the top of my head. Once I get it listed, my project page will have the yarn information, and also this is going to be available on Knit Picks. So go to Knit Picks and grab it. They sponsored it with yarn, and everybody's used Wool of the Andes. You know how great it is. But anyway, that is my Sticks and Stones cardigan. Have not worn it yet because by the time I finished it, and I still haven't done pictures of it, that's why it hasn't been listed yet. It's been done forever. But yeah, we're in 100-degree temps already. For those of you that don't know, I am in Southern California in the desert. So we went straight from, I guess what most people would call fall or spring, but our winter, straight into summer. We had like 2 weeks of possible sort of kind of spring weather. Okay, other finished objects. I am working on Christmas knits. This was all supposed to be done last year, but I had an issue with getting the yarn in time. I was holding out for a specific yarn line that was not available yet, and it hit the market a little bit later than I had planned on. So anyway, these are all gift knits for this Christmas, and my goal was to do one a month, but I only have 2 done, and we're in April, so I'm a little bit behind. However, I will be able to catch up in August, because the month of August, the shop where I work is closed for the month. It's just too hot here. Okay, so again, color names, I apologize. This is, yarn is Color Theory by 2 of Wands through Lion Brand. That's a lot of information. These are my Simply Irresistible Socks worsted pattern, and this yarn works up really, really well in this pattern. So I wanted something, these are going to all kinds of people, and they don't necessarily know how to take care of wool. And these are house socks, so I just wanted to do something that was going to be easy care. This is 100% acrylic. When I was waiting on it, the information was not out about it being 100% acrylic. I thought it was going to have some wool content, like 2 of Wands' other yarn line through Lion Brand, which is called Hue and Me. Hue and Me. It had some wool content. Long story short, this ended up with no wool content, but that's fine. This is the pattern, and I'm sure most of you are sick of hearing me talk about this, but just in case somebody's new, this is a sock pattern that is basically heelless, but I use specific stitches that naturally shape to the foot. So it is super easy to make. You don't have to worry about fit as much. It comes in a full range of sizes from toddler up to extra, extra large men, or extra, extra large, I should say. So it literally has a size for everyone, and they are so fast, especially the worsted. I do have a couple of other styles that I also have different yarn sizes and stitch patterns. And so yeah, this is Simply Irresistible worsted, and I don't remember the colorway on this one. I do remember it on my second pair. Actually, this was my first pair to finish. So this is Peacock. Same yarn, but in the colorway Peacock, which is just a gorgeous, rich, it's really dark. That's probably more accurate. So yeah, got those 2 done. I am on my way for Christmas this year, yay. Okay, I also knit, one of the things I knit I don't have with me, but I don't know where it ended up. Maybe in my sock drawer already. Okay, so I've been playing around with trying to find a basic vanilla sock pattern that fits my foot, and I have a really high arch. And I don't enjoy knitting. I know it would probably fit me best, but I don't enjoy knitting the heel flap and gusset. So what I have come up with, and it has taken me a lot of tries to get to this, and I don't have all of the things that I've done trying to get to this, but this has been, I'm pretty sure in my February podcast that I filmed and never released or uploaded. I'm pretty sure I had all of the ones that I had trialed and errored. But I finally ended up with a, so I knit cuff down without the heel. I do a true afterthought. Well, I do a true afterthought heel in the way that I don't put in an extra yarn, but I do mark because I have learned my exact measurement locations, how many rounds. So I am doing that, and then I'm cutting in for my heel. And then what I am doing is, and you can see, these are a good one to show, I am increasing, adding 4 extra stitches on the front and on the back, and then I do 6 rounds. I'm telling you, I have a really high arch. I do 6 rounds of straight knitting before I start decreasing. Then I decrease to the same number that I would have decreased to had I not added my 4, 8, whatever extra stitches. And this is a pretty good fit. It is still pulling across my arch just a little bit, but it's not so bad that they feel tight. I could probably, and I even did on some of the tests, added 6 stitches front and back, so 12 stitches total. And that fit across my the top of my foot better, but the heel didn't feel quite as comfortable. So this is kind of like a meeting, you know, halfway point between the two different, and I could try 5, but anyway, that's my sweet spot, it seems to be, and I'm really enjoying the knitting these. So that is one pair. This is Knit Picks Stroll in colorway. Let's see. Pea Pod. So Stroll fingering weight. Hopefully it looks like it's blurred. Okay. And 150-gram ball gets me a pair of socks. So I'm excited about that. And I did buy, and I didn't bring that in here, I did buy a bunch of yarn to make pairs of socks. I may run and grab that yarn to share with you guys. So that's pair 1. And like I said, it probably took me about 4 other pair previous to this to get to this formula. So I don't have those with me, but those were done as well. Okay, this was before I was sure that 50 grams would get me 2 socks. So this one has a different heel color, but same concept. So this is Wonderland Stroll fingering in the colorway Wonderland. And then I want to say this is Rabbit Heather, Woodland Heather and Rabbit Heather. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So I got those socks done. And I'm really, like I said, I'm really enjoying making these socks. And I would like to, now that things are starting to level out for me a little bit, I'd like to get 1 Christmas sock done, 1 Christmas pair done, and then 1 pair for myself done each month. So yeah. Okay, and then this is Barley Heather Tweed. This is Stroll Tweed in color Barley Heather, and this is such a neat color. Okay. It is just an amazing color. And if any of you remember last year, I had talked about how cold it is in the area where I knit. So come summertime, because we have to run the air so high to keep the front of the house warm, the back of the house gets really cold. And so I will be wearing these come summertime, just to keep my little toes warm. So that's that pair. Sorry I don't have my sock blocker out today. Can you tell it's been a while since I've podcasted? Done a podcast. It's been a minute. All right. Okay. I may have talked about these last time. I'm not sure. But this is a pair that I made out of Daisy Stitch Co. And this was the sock set Lizzie, and it was from Pride and Prejudice, which if you know me, you know I love Pride and Prejudice. So this one's inside out. Okay, so I made these only to realize that I missed 10 rows on one of my socks. I miscounted. I've never done that before. So I have to go back and rip out the toe, add 10 more rows, and then knit the toe back in. But these are my Simply Irresistible fingering. And again, this is Daisy Stitch Co.'s Lizzie sock set. Look, if I haven't blocked them. So anyway, I love these. And as you can see, one is longer than the other because I miscounted. So, yay, I get to work on those again. And I do enjoy them. That yarn is inspiring to work on. So hopefully one of these months I can get those finished. I did want to show, okay, so when I buy a sock set from Daisy Stitch Co. Shelley, it's one full skein and then two 20-gram skeins of contrast. For me, I get 2 pairs of socks out of that. So initially, I was doing the cuff one color and then the toe another color. But this time, I decided to do the cuff and toe out of one pair the same color, and then the other color for this set is, what is it called? Bingley. So the green is called Pistachio and the brown is called Bingley. So that is, and this is Lizzie. And these are a mess. They've been in a project bag for a while now. Wow. Okay. Lizzie, Bingley, and then the green is Pistachio. So this will be my next pair of socks out of my Daisy Stitch Co. Lizzie set. And, oh, I said I was going to keep one of those project bags. I already have it. That's what it's living in. I love that. Okay. Okay, that was those. Now, the next project. Oh, I guess I'm getting into whips now. Okay, so that's all, and my other socks were all stacked into this, just waiting for podcasting. I can put them in my drawer now. Sorry. Okay. All right, so on to whips. Whips, I don't have a ton of active whips right now. I basically have one active whip, but before we get to that, I'm going to lead into it with the other 2 things I had started before that, and they all kind of, well, let me just show you. Okay, so I have this yarn that I bought off of Etsy from, do I have the tag in here? Of course I don't. That would be entirely too words together of me. And I am normally together, but obviously today I'm not. I do want to tell you who this is. Okay, let's go to, sorry, I did want to pull her up. Okay, so this is, I'll just show you This is Vicky Vera, and I'm going to try to do this without a glare. This is the Scoop sock yarn, and the colors I got were Yuzu, which is the yellow, and then I got, okay, Yuzu's the only one I've used in this right now. Okay, so this is what I was wanting to do. All of that to say this. I was wanting to make a blanket, and I love this yarn. I bought it to make socks. I did knit up some socks. I didn't like the way the socks were working at the time, but I love this yarn. I do want to go back and try to make a pair of socks, but anyway. So I had some extra yarns laying around, and I wanted to do just a fun striped blanket. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row. So anyway, this is what I had done. This is the Vicky Vera Yuzu color, and the blue and the pink are colors that blue may be, trying to feel, yeah, the blue may be Knit Pick Stroll, which I would love to do a blanket out of Stroll too. And then the pink is a color that I had dyed called Pea Pod, and it is a single ply. The Vicky Vera yarn is a sock yarn. It is superwash, but it definitely has a rustic feel to it. And I just thought it would make a gorgeous blanket. So I started that, but I didn't have other colors. I didn't have enough of other colors to make a full blanket. So I put that on hold, and then I went to Hobby Lobby because I'm thinking a blanket, just use acrylic, you know? And I had picked out 3 different colors, and this is a yarn that I use a lot for my daughter, and I love this yarn. This is Baby Bee Sweet Delight, and I love the way this is turning out, but I only got so far and thought, these aren't the colors I really wanted to be working with. So this is color Gingerbread. Let's see, there it is, Gingerbread. And I will go back and finish this. I just wasn't into the color combo that I had picked at the time. I think I had picked Gingerbread, and then there was a tealy kind of color. I don't remember what that was called. And then I picked a variegated. Normally I do not like variegated because when you're doing a garment or something shaped, the pooling changes and it drives me nuts. But I thought with a blanket, maybe I would like it. I don't know. I'm normally a solids person, as you guys know. So anyway, I will go back and finish this someday, but I wasn't digging the colors. I was using can I read? US 4 3.5 millimeter Chalgu needles. These were US 3 or 4, nope, US 2.5, 3 millimeter, and these are Knit Picks Zing. I don't care for these needles. I very seldom ever use them, but I thought with the weight of a blanket, the cord would be okay. I love the needles, I hate the cords. Okay, so all of that to lead up to what I am loving. Oh my gosh, I am enjoying this so much. I've been obsessive knitting on it for about 2 weeks now. And I say obsessive, anytime I've had that I can work on it, I've been working on it. So I've got to move my table real quick to get to it, because it is living in, I can't even get it all in. It's living in there. All right. This is, and I'm thinking of publishing this, either, I think I'm just going to do it for $1, but I spent a good bit of the time working on it on my computer, perfecting the stripe sizing, because I want them random stripes, but I didn't want it to look not thought out. I wanted it to look not thought out, but I didn't want it to look not thought out. This is how my brain works. So anyway, this is the stripe sequence, and right now I am right here, so I'm almost at the halfway point, and these are close to colors. I was just playing around on my computer. So anyway, this is my stripe sequence. I've got how many inches I need to do per stripe, and this is, I love a good square blanket, and they're really hard to find. So this one's going to pretty much be square when I'm done with it. It may vary just slightly, but for the most part, it is a square blanket. Oh, goodness. And I will talk about yarn in a minute, but oh, guys, I'm loving this. This is bringing me so much joy, I cannot even tell you. Okay, I'm not gonna talk because my face is gonna be covered, but I'm gonna show this. Hopefully I got all of that in. Okay. This was inspired, the colors were inspired from a quilt that I actually did out of Moda's Dwell fabric, and the color green is not exactly, sorry, hold on. The color green is not exactly the same, but you'll get an idea. Here's a little scrap. That was the color palette I was working with. I am loving this so much. Every color makes me so happy when I get to it. It was just exactly what I wanted. Now first of all, let's talk yarn. So I am using El Cheapo. I love this yarn. I've never used this yarn before, but they had the colors that I was going for. I wanted to use the Baby Bee Sweet Delight. I wanted to use that, but they didn't have it in the colors that I wanted. So I thought I'll give this a try. So far, I'm really enjoying working with it. It is a little denser than what, like, I don't know how to explain it. So like when I'm moving it on my needles, it's a little tight, not the stitches as far as around on my needles, but like, I guess because I'm used to working with fingering weight. So it's a little tight getting them on my needles as I'm moving around, but not tight on the needle. Like pushing them together, I can only get so many stitches on my needle at a time. And understand also that I work with 4-inch needles. I have real tiny hands, so 4-inch needles work better for me than 5-inch. Maybe if I were working with 5-inch, it might not be as bad. So if I find that and so far I'm finding this to be true, that I really enjoy the blanket knitting, I may get longer needles to work with to see if that kind of helps. But it's like even here, it moves, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird. So I kind of have to tug on the stitches to kind of get them to move, and I don't know, it's weird. Also, I am not using a US 8, what is that, 5.5 millimeter. I am using US 7, which is 4.5 millimeters. So 8 must be 5 millimeters. I think that's what I said. Anyway, I probably should have gone with an 8 because not only is this worsted, it's quite a big worsted weight. And I don't know if it's because it's acrylic, and maybe that's why it's not moving on the cable and needles as nicely. It's just different, but I am loving the project. Okay. That said, obviously, it's just a garter. I am weird. I prefer purling over knitting. So this whole thing, I am knitting in purl stitches. I knit my garter. I always knit my garter in purl. My patterns, I write them for knitting them, but when I knit them purl-wise. So anyway, loving this. There went my glasses. Loving this. Do you guys think you would enjoy a pattern? I may just do it as a freebie. My thought process was, if I do it as a paid pattern, I want to include the striping sequence for a wrap, a throw, and a scarf. So, and then it'd be a couple of different sizes on the throws. A square throw and then a rectangular for the people that prefer rectangular. But I just thought if I included all of that information that it would be worth paying $1 for it. But if I do it as just this, I'll probably just put the information on the listing and not even do, whatever. Because really it's just garter so many inches. I am doing magic knots at the ends, and I'm doing them all on the same side so that my blips are on the back side so that I get clean stripes on the front. But yeah, just the little, well, that one you can't see, it's on the back. I will go back and when I go back and block, I am going to work all of these magic knots to the back as much as I can. Actually, with this being acrylic, I probably don't need to block, do I? Probably doesn't block. So anyway, okay, loving this. Let me talk about the yarn colors. The yarn colors I selected are dark denim. And again, I love this yarn. And this one I think is light denim. Oh, Stonewash. This one is Stonewash. And it truly is. I've put them up next to a pair of my jeans that are stonewashed. It literally is the same exact color as my jeans, which I love. Okay, the green I'm using, which I love, is Clover. And the white. Oh, I started to get just a standard white, and then I saw this one and I was like, this is the one. This color is amazing. It's called Antique White. And it is just soft enough to be, it's just stunning. I am using, to make this blanket, which is going to be approximately 55 by 55, it is taking 2 colors per skein, so a total of 8 skeins to make this blanket. All right, let me get all of that back in. Oh, and I did talk about this. US 7 4.5 millimeter needles. And I cannot remember what cable I'm using. I think I'm using a 32-inch cable. Or maybe, I think it's a 22-inch cable. And then I have 4-inch needles. So, okay. All right. Now, let's talk about upcoming projects. I am behind on this, and Stephanie, if you're watching, I am so sorry, but I have just been so overwhelmed with so much. I spoke about this earlier. I got really, really sick. I never, ever get sick. This was probably the first time in over 10 years since I've been sick, but it hit me hard. It wasn't COVID that I know of. But I thought I was dying. It was awful, 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 and it lasted for 3 weeks. I'm still dealing with a little bit of congestion every now and then. This week has been much better. But somebody said that they thought what it was that I had. I couldn't get into my doctor. Doctor's situation here is horrible. I couldn't get into my doctor, so I never got truly diagnosed. But somebody said it sounded like I had something called the crud, I think it was called. It was awful, awful. So I was down. I literally could not knit. I could not read. I could not do anything for 3 solid weeks. That's how sick I was. I laid in the bed and stared, and I was going insane. Absolutely insane. All right, my little tangent's over. My upcoming project is I am working on a sweater, and Blackbird Sycamore, Stephanie of Blackbird Sycamore, has provided yarn, and I am doing a sweater out of these yarns, and it is going to be so fun. It's going to be mix matched stripes. That's all I'm going to say about it for right now. This is her sock yarn, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on. Yes, 75-25. And this white color, if you can see through the glare, is called Nanook. And I don't remember the color of that. Oh, wait, I have them here. Okay. Sand was the color of that one. And then, in Sand, she dyed, is that the one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the one. She dyed it double strength for me. I wanted it darker. And then the black I'm using is black number 1. Very, very, very happy with this yarn. Very excited. It came with this fun little ruler. How cute is that? It can be a bookmark. I read off my Kindle, so I don't need it, but it would make a fantastic bookmark too. And it tells you, has Kitchener instructions on it. That's neat. Okay, so that is coming up on my next podcast. I should be showing some bits and pieces of that. I do currently have a collar done. Started to say I may make the collar a little bigger, but no, I think it's okay. I started this months ago and then got sidetracked with everything. So, yeah. So anyway, there's that. And I'm super, super, super excited about that design. So that will be coming up. All right. I think that is it as far as knitting. I will talk about some live things. I did not do any purchases in all of that time, with the exception of the things that I'm like currently working on, like the blanket. I bought the fabric for bought the yarn for that. I have been working on redoing my bedroom. I know my regulars are going, again? Yes, again. I just haven't found that, or I had not until now. I'll have to do a little walkthrough with you guys since you have followed me through all of my master bedroom redos. This one I'm really, really, really happy with. As a matter of fact, I'll pop a little walkthrough at the end of this video if you're interested in seeing. Very happy with the way that has turned out. There's still a couple of things that I'm working on, but for the most part, I'm loving the direction it's going in. So yay. I did that. I have been doing a lot of work outside, getting the yard kind of ready for the season, for the year. And that has been fun. I'm attempting to grow a tomato plant. I'm not doing it in the ground, obviously. I'm doing it in a pot, but it's struggling. I did get Yard of the Month though this month. That was exciting. I was not expecting that at all. So that was a really nice surprise to be recognized for all the work that I put into my yard. I redid my sewing room now that I'm sewing a lot, or my craft room, I should say. I redid all of the sewing stuff, organized, and bought new supplies that were needed, not necessarily new supplies, yes, new supplies, but additional supplies. So that was a lot of fun, getting that ready so that my sewing projects can go that much more smoothly. What else? We will be going to Chicago in July. If any of you are near Chicago and want to meet up while I'm there, that would be amazing. I think the dates, I think it's the week of the 17th that we're going. My son and his wife, my son's stepdaughter, is having her quinceañera. Hope I'm saying that right. If I botched that, I'm sorry. But she is turning 15, and it's a really, really big deal within their culture. And so we have been having fun getting ready for that. My daughter's dress, we had it custom made. It's already in. I'm probably going to have one custom made for me as well. We have this company that my daughter used to model for, and they make dresses for her custom fit, and they are very, very, very affordable. And so I'll probably order my dress through them as well. I've been working with my doctor. He's trying to get me on some weight loss medicine so I can get rid of some of this weight beforehand. So that's why I haven't ordered my dress yet. But it's a very formal event. It is literally sit down dining. It's an extremely huge deal. I'm trying to learn as much about it as I can because I'm very excited for them and for Camila. So she's excited about it. I think that's probably it as far as life news. Other than that, I've just been doing a ton of sewing and a little bit of cross stitch here and there. And I guess I'm gonna pop off now and go film podcasts for those two things. So if you would like to see the other things I've been working for, I hope to have those videos. I hope to upload all the videos on the same day. That's my goal. I'm thinking I'll do that Sunday. But yeah, I hope you have been well. I have missed you so much. It has been such a pleasure sharing my knitting journey with you, and would love to hear what life has been for you lately, and what knitting projects you're working on, what has been making you happy. I would love to know what has been bringing you the most joy. So let me know in the comments. And as far as my podcasting schedule goes, I cannot say that it will be every every last Sunday of the month because of all the other things that I have going. I can't say that it won't. I'm not quite sure. This is our slow season. So I may be able to, this time of year, do a podcast once a month. But I'm doing a lot of side things for the quilt shop, which I'll talk about in my sewing podcast. So a lot of that's really keeping me busy. So if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified when I do upload. And I'm hoping that I will eventually get back to once a month. I just know that life is kind of up in the air right now. So with that said, I will see you next time, and I hope you're enjoying whatever is bringing you the most joy, hopefully knitting, and I'll see you soon.